Lamb!
Graham, the little lamb who learned to live again. Most people gave up on him, but I couldn't because in his eyes, I saw something I had lost a long time ago: hope. The first time I met Graham, he was just a tiny lamb lying on the ground, trembling from pain. His leg was broken, and he could barely lift his head. I sat beside him, placed my hand on his soft wool, and whispered, "Hey, little one, you're not alone anymore." There was something in that gaze, fragile, scared, yet still holding on. It's strange how sometimes the smallest creatures remind us how to keep living.
Graham! You crazy? You crazy?
The farmer who had been caring for him said he couldn't keep Graham anymore, and that's how he came to me. I didn't know it then, but that quiet afternoon would change both our lives forever.
Hi, Graham. Hi, Graham.
The early days were truly hard. Graham was so weak he could barely eat. I spent hours by his side feeding him, comforting him, just so he wouldn't feel alone. There were times I watched him breathe softly, and tears just fell without me noticing. He needed surgery to fix his leg, and recovery was painfully slow. But every time I looked into his eyes, I could see it. He was fighting. He wanted to live. Then one morning, something changed. Graham looked right at me, his eyes brighter, as if to say, "I'm still here."
Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy.
That was also the first time I saw him take a small, wobbly step, shaky, but full of determination. I laughed and cried all at once. Good job, my sweet Graham. But the real challenge came afterward. He couldn't move too much, or his leg might be hurt again, so I started taking him to work with me every day. The first day I brought Graham to the office, everyone gathered around. It was like a little star had just arrived. And then there was Brittany, one of my coworkers. For some reason, Graham adored her. Whenever Brittany sat down on the floor, he'd run right to her, resting his head on her knee like she was family. It became their little ritual. Every afternoon when I set him down, he'd run straight to Brittany to play and nuzzle.
You crazy. Granny, you crazy.
Time passed, and Graham grew stronger each day. When the vet finally said, "He can go outside now," I almost couldn't believe it. I knelt beside him and whispered, "Today's a special day, little one. Let's go outside." His tiny ears perked up as if he understood every word.
Are you a good little house sheep? Come here, Lanny. You laying in your bed. Oh, big stretch.
At first, he was cautious. Every sound made him freeze. But step by step, Graham became braver. He started hopping, sniffing the grass, chasing the breeze. I laughed, watching him, my heart warm, as if I was witnessing a small miracle. Then he met Olive, a gentle sheep, and Squirt, a mischievous little goat. The three of them quickly became inseparable, running, playing, and sharing tufts of grass together. Watching them filled me with joy. Now, Graham lives like any other sheep. He spends his days in the meadow, soaking up the sun and enjoying the freedom he once could only dream of. We don't bring him to the office anymore, but sometimes Brittany still asks, "How's Graham doing these days?" And every time she does, I smile. Because Graham didn't just heal himself, he brought joy to everyone around him. Looking at him now, standing proudly in the field, it's hard to believe there was a time we feared he wouldn't make it. Graham taught me that even the weakest souls, when loved and believed in, can grow strong. To me, Graham isn't just a sheep, he's a reminder that sometimes life gives us things that seem broken, not for us to fix, but for us to heal together. I love him for his stubbornness, for his courage, and for the way he taught me that when there's love, miracles can always happen. If you're thinking about bringing an animal into your life, take the time to learn, talk to professionals, and make sure you can give them a truly happy home, because love can change everything. And if Graham's story brought a smile to your face, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more heartfelt stories about the small souls who carry the greatest power of all, love and hope.